Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Asinibingelele lonke bazalwane, asinibingelele nonke. Egameni elihle lenkosi uJesu siyanibingelela bogogo, sibingelela bomkhulu. Obaba nomama, intombi nezinsizwa, siyabingelela bazalwane, inceke kaNkulunkulu. Endaweni zonke la nikhona, sanibonane egameni lenkosi uJesu, sanibonani. Siyambonga uNkulunkulu ophinde wasigcina, siyambonga usivusile. Osilondolozayo bazalwane, lithi izwi lakhe akozeli futhi akalali. Kungako namhlanje bazalwane sibonga ukuvuka. Kuyinto enkulu nje ukuthi sivukile, siphilile, and God is faithful. And he's not a man that he should lie. Siyambonga ke bazalwane uNkulunkulu. Namhlanje siyanamukela nonke bazalwane eksene egameni lenkosi. Sizodetoxana namhlanje. Sithi detox soul medicine, siphethe iphilisi lasezulwini, iphilisi lomphefumulo bazalwane, siphethe into kaNkulunkulu, siphethe into ephilayo bazalwane, siphethe izwi elithi iBhayibheli wakhuluma kwabakhona. So namhlanje bazalwane izwi lakhe liphefumulelwe. Uma lisilizwa khona into ezenzakalayo empilweni zethu ngegama lika Jesu. Siyabonga ke bazalwane. Indaba yethu ke isaselapho bazalwane, isaselapho endabeni yomthandazo, saselapha endabeni ye prayer. uJesu wayifundisa indaba ye prayer bazalwane, simzwa ethi kuMatthew chapter number 6 athi mani khuleka ke anokhuleka kanje, athi therefore pray in this manner, athi our Father who is in heaven, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive those who have indebted against us. And do not lead us into temptation, but deliver us from evil one. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Siyambonga uNkulunkulu, izwi lakhe lelo bazalwana ke sithandaze. Baba siyabonga egameni lika Jesu uthembekile. Nakulolu suku sibonga ukuvuswa nguwe, sibonga ukwakhiwa nguwe, sibonga uqiniswa nguwe egameni lika Jesu. Sibonga kwazi ukuthi if God be for us, who can be against us? Sibonga baba ukunikezwe ithuba lokuthi sithandaze, sinikezwe ithuba lokuxoxisana noNkulunkulu, sinikezwe ithuba lokuba nobudlelwane noNkulunkulu egameni lika Jesu. Siyabonga nakulolu suku wethembekile wena wethu phakeme baba, kakho njengawe. You are Alpha, you are Omega. Sibonakaliseke namhlanje usambulela izwi lakho ilona lo baba, sizakale la ikhona egameni lika Jesu. Amen. So ke siyabonga ke bazalwane. Sikhuluma ngendaba la namhlambe ke sifuna sikhumbuzane ngayo ukuthi siloko silapha ya la kuthiwa khona ku verse number 10, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Intando yakho mayenzeke emhlabeni njengasezulwini. Seziningi bazalwane izinto esikhulume ngazo uma kufika endabeni yentando kaNkulunkulu. Is the will of God, is the purpose of God, the intentions of God, is the plan of God. So ke ukuthi intando yakho mayenzeke, ngoba ezulwini bazalwane intando kaNkulunkulu kwenzeka yona 100%, but emhlabeni kuthiwa siyithandazele because uNkulunkulu mayeletha umuntu emhlabeni wamnikeza into ebizwa intando naye. So we have a free will, sine will, omunye nomunye unentando. That is why ngenxa yaloko bazalwane kulula ukuthi umuntu I reject intando kaNkulunkulu. It's possible and it's happening, So njoba kuthiwa uJesu asifundisa ukuthi ithandazele ukuthi mayenzeke, ukuthi ayenzeki automatically, ayenzeki automatically, kodwa ikhona lento bazalwane ukuthi abantu bazenzela abakuthandayo, kwenzeke intando yabantu. You see, ingakho nje nakule hlobo lwe government ekhona cishe endaweni eziningi kusetshenziswa idemocracy, which is the will of man, intando yabantu. See manje ke kuyenzeka bazalwane ukuthi ngempela intando kaNkuluNkulu abantu bayireject bafuna ukwenza ukuthandwa yibo. So ingaka iBhayibheli lithi we must pray that the God's will be done, So for every situation we pray ukuthi ke your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Your will be done by us. Siyenze intando kaNkuluNkulu, singa reject. You see, uJesu uke wakhuluma amanye amazwi esibonisa abantu abarejecte intando kaNkuluNkulu, uma ekhuluma ngabaFarisi nababhali ku Luke chapter 7 verse number 30 kuthiwa, but the Pharisees and the lawyers rejected the will of God for themselves, and not having been baptized by him. Kukhulunywa ngokubhaphatiswa uJohane, kuthiwa the Pharisees and the lawyers. Kuyamangaza bazalwane, kuyamangaza ukuthi sibone abantu oyibona bona baphethe amaBhayibheli kuyibo elithi iBhayibheli uJesu athi they rejected the will of God for themselves. AbaFarisi bekuwabantu abaziwa njengabantu abazi umthetho, abantu abazi iBhayibheli, ama-lawyers. These were people who were excelling, when it comes to umthetho kaMoses. They knew the law and the prophets. They knew ukuthi izwi lenkosi lithini. But those are the people who rejected the will of God. Ngesikhathi uJohane ememeza ehlane ediphendukani ngokuba umbuso wezulu usondele, kuthiwa abantu beza kuJohane bezobhaphathiswa bephenduka beshiya izono zabo. Kuthiwa the tax collectors were justified, having been baptized by John. Ngamanye amazwi abathelisi izono ezinkulu zayiphenduka kushumayela uJohane, kodwa abantu abaseduze neBhayibheli ibona abangaphendukanga. I think it's critical bazalwane, it's very critical ukuthi lento siyibhekisise, you see, ngoba lisho njalo iBhayibheli. Kuthiwa tax collectors verse 29 they were justified, because they were baptized. Baza kuJohane baphenduka bathe bashiya izono zabo bephenduka bebhaphatiswa. But kuthiwa the Pharisees and the lawyers rejected the will of God. So it's possible bazalwane, it's so possible ukuthi singathi sithi siyamaza uNkulunkulu kodwa sifuna ukwenza ngendlela esithanda ngayo, sibe rebellious towards the will of God. Ingakho uNkulunkulu uma ethumela uSamuel kuSaul, uSaul esemoshile, uthi uNkulunkulu kuye phela rebellion is better. Uthi rebellion is like a sin of witchcraft. This man he rejected the will of God. Wazenzela intando yakhe. uNkulunkulu mayethi akenze lokhu yena wenza kwakhe. So kuthiwa he rebelled, and rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft. Kuthiwa obedience is better than sacrifice. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So into ebalulekile bazalwane is for us to be obedient. Bible malikhuluma ngenkosi yethu uJesu kuthiwa he learned, even though he was a son, he learned obedience through the things he suffered. Kushuthi naye uJesu kwabiza ukuthi afunde ukulalela ngezinto ahlupheka ngazo, afunde ukulalela. Uma yena wafunda bazalwane ukulalela, how much more thina, So obedience is very important, because intando kaNkulunkulu uma ngabe kuzothiwa ngempela yenzekile, somebody must be obedient. You must be obedient, and you obey even when it's painful, even when you feel good. Hey, this thing yabona ke iyangilimaza, but because it's the will of God, then you must do it. So lesibona abaFarisi be rejecta intando kaNkulunkulu, be rejecta. Jesus said they rejected the will of God for their lives, for themselves. Into ezonceda bona bayirejecta, bangayivuma, bangayamukela into eyayizosiza bona. So ingakho bazalwane nakulesi sikhathi lesi kubalulekile ukuthi silandelele indaba yentando kaNkulunkulu, kube lona loyo azimisela ukuthi ngiyoyenza intando kaNkulunkulu. So njoba siyithandazela nje singayithandazeli kuphela, but sibe ready also to obey, so ingako uNkulunkulu ubheke lokho kithi bazalwane, ubheke lokho ukuthi we must submit to the will of God, we must submit to the plan, we must submit to the purpose. Uthi kuJeremiah, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans. So uNkulunkulu unamacebo ngathi unamahlela wahlelile, but we must obey, we must obey, ngoba uma singamlaleli singalandeli lokakushoyo kulula ukuthi sizithole singabenefit kule inhlelo zakhe, because yazi bazalwane kuyenzeka ukuthi kaningi especially maqala unyaka we enter each year declaring izinto ezipositive. uNkulunkulu asitshele ukuthi ngalonyaka usithembisane, every prophecy bazalwane, every prophecy uNkulunkulu asinikeza yona is inama conditions phakathi, ingako i-blessing is conditional bazalwane, you see. So uma uNkulunkulu ethi kuwe ukuthembisa ukuthi nokuthi, if you don't believe it, if you don't obey, uzokunika ama instructions ukuthi this is your role, this is your part, this is what you must do based on the promises of God, uyabona. So manje uma ngabe sizokwamkela nje ithembiso zikaNkulunkulu, sishaya bo haleluya bakhulu, kodwa singenzi lutho ngalokho, uyabona, singenzi lutho, siqhubeke nokuphila ngendlela besenza ngayo, sesiyamangala manje izinto azifezeki. How sekungathi uNkulunkulu akathembekanga, kanti cha, yithi esishiya indlela yakhe, uyabona, yithi kaningi uma iBhayibheli uyabona nje mawufunda Deuteronomy 28 kuthiwa uma nilalela nokulalela izwi lakhe nigcina yonke imiyalo yakhe uyasethembisa abazalwane, uthi nodloka uhle kwezwe, uthi noba ngaphezulu ngabe ngaphansi, uthi niyobusisa uNkulunkulu ukhuluma izinto ezinhle athi kodwa uma, only if you obey, only if you obey. So ithembiso zakhe zikhona, kodwa kubalekile ukuthi sibe nayo ingxenye yethu nathi sazi ukuthi ingxenye nansi, uyabona ke. So uJesu ngokufundisa iprayer, uchallenge isubject ebalekile kithi ya obedience, challenge isubject ebalekile kithi obedience, ukuthi fanele sifunde ukulalela, and lokulalela sikubona nangaye, sibona yena indlela alalela ngayo, sibona yena indlela alandela ngayo uNkulunkulu, sibona yena indlela akhonza ngayo, amlalela ngayo, noma kunzima kutough bazalwane, kuvela ikhathi la Jesus was under pressure, but he had to obey, he had to obey, because isifundiswa uthi your will be done on earth. So masingabalwa nabantu who are rejecting the will of God, masingabalwa nabantu aba rejecta intando kaNkulunkulu, abangayamkeli, sifuna ukwenza kwethu, ziningi izinto esinokuyiplana, siziplane sizwakale sesimema ke uNkulunkulu, sesiyakumema baba, ngena nathi, hamba nathi, kusho ukuthi into yethu le, yena sekufanele enze intando yethu, kanti bekufanele sibuze yena, ukuthi ufuna senzeni. Uyabona nje bazalwane, even nakulesi sikhathi esikhona sisibonayo all around,